Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Hopefully, you all are fine. Today, we will be starting a new unit from your textbook Oxford Progressive English by VIII Bradford. It's Unit 7, Belonging. Do you know the meaning of this word? Okay, the word belonging means could be to feel comfortable, to feel part of, or to feel at home. Yet, there are many meanings, but particularly we are just discussing these meanings. Okay, so it's Unit 7 belonging, and from your Unit 7, we are having a poem today, which is Home Thoughts from Abroad by Robert Browning. Objectives. By the end of the poem, students will be able to explain the poem in their own words, utilize new words in their conversation and writing, attempt the questions given on page number 173 in your textbook. So these are the objectives which we have to achieve. About the author, or we can say writer, Robert Browning, who was born on May 7th in 1812 and was died on December 12th in 1889. He was an English poet. Here, English means he was belonging to England. So he was an English poet and playwright. Means he used to write play. Playwright, we can say person who write play, or the script of the plays is known as playwright. So, Robert Browning was an English poet and playwright whose mastery over the dramatic monologue made him one of the foremost Victorian poets. Mastery means he was having grip, or he was skilled in what he was skilled to write dramatic monologue. Okay, dramatic monologue we can say a type of poem in which a single person speaks or address to the audience, to the readers. Okay, so by writing such type of poems, dramatic monologue, he became the most famous, or one of the famous Victorian poets. Victorian, we can say in English literature, the literature is divided into periods or eras. So this is one of the major era in English literature, Victorians, under the reign of Queen Victoria. So that duration or period is known as Victorian period. So he wrote in that period. That's why he is known as the famous poet of Victorian era. His poems are known for their irony, characterization, dark humor, social commentary, historical settings, and challenging vocabulary and sentence. Let's have a bit, we would say, definition of each. Irony. Irony, we would say, it's a rhetorical device in which the writer tries to show the aspect of society which is not the actual one. I think the reality is different than the person or the writer writes about. Then characterization. Characterization could be said it's also a literary device that is used step by step in literature to highlight and explain the details about a character in the story. That is characterization. Dark humor, we would say a kind of comedy. It's a kind of comedy that jokes about serious or depressing topics. That's why it is called dark humor, means it's a kind of comedy that jokes about serious or depressing topics such as, we would say, hopelessness, death, or suffering. Social commentary. Social commentary could be said means the writer writes about the circumstances or events which are happening in the society. Means whatever happens in the society, the person speaks about that. That is social commentary. Historical settings means he has written about, he has, in his work you will be finding history as well, and challenging vocabulary in sentence, and the usage of the words or the arrangements of the words, the way Robert Browning has done or shown in his work, which is also challenging. It's not an easy task to do. About the poem. Home Thoughts from Abroad is a poem by Robert Browning. It was written in 1845 while Browning was on a visit to northern Italy and was first published in his Dramatic Romances and Lyrics. Dramatic Romances and Lyrics, it's a collection of poems by Robert Browning. In this collection, his poem Home Thoughts from Abroad was published. On its surface, the poem's message is quite simple. he misses home and is melancholy as he imagines the beauty that is overtaking his native country as the spring approaches. So, superficially, if we would speak about the message of the poem, which is quite simple, the writer misses his home and is feeling very sad because he is imagining the beauty which would be now there in his country as the spring season approaches. So, it's all about the poem, Home Thoughts from Abroad. Before moving further, I must tell you about the title Home Thoughts Abroad. Here the writer is trying to we would say the word home describes his own native country England, and whereas abroad describes the poem where he is living, that is northern Italy. This is a poem, a page I have taken from your textbook. So let's analyze the poem line by line. Oh, to be in England, now that April is there. In these two lines, the poet is wishing. Right now, he is in northern Italy. There, he is missing his home country, England, and he's saying, "Oh, to be in England." He's wishing that I wish as if I had been in England. Now that April is there, so he's saying that April month would be going there. Now it's common sense that if April is going in, would be going in England, surely in Italy there would be also April month, but why is saying the difference is only that in the April in England, the spring season comes and brings a lot of beauty. You could see beauty of nature all around. That's why he's saying April is there. And whoever wakes in England sees the morning unaware. So now he's speaking that whoever will be awakening in the morning and would be seeing some kind of beautiful scenes or natural beauty all around. That the lowest boughs and the brushwood sheaf round the elm tree bole are in tiny leaves. It's we would say a scene of nature would the people would be seeing when they will be awakening from their sleep. What is that scene? He's saying that the people would see around the elm tree, a type of tree it is, there would be branches, boughs. Okay, so boughs means branches. And the brushwood sheaf, broken sticks of the tree, we would say. And in those broken sticks or branches, there would be tiny leaves, and such type of scene would be very beautiful. While the chaffinch sings on the orchard bough in England now, chaffinch, it's a bird, okay? So in England, so the writer is saying the chaffinch would be singing on the branch of orchard in England now. And after April, when May follows, and the white throat builds and the swallows. The poet further says that after April, when May comes, the white throat, it's a bird, name is given because of its color of, that's why the bird contains white throat, that's why the name of the bird is white throat. So the poet said the white throat and the swallows would be making their nest, and which will be the beautiful scene to be viewed. Hark, where my blossom pea tree in the hedge leans to the field and scatters on the clover blossoms and dewdrops at the bent spray edge. Here, poet is becoming very conscious and he's asking the listeners, the readers, that hark, listen. He's saying, where my blossom pea tree in the hedge means the tree which has now grown from the hedge, from the bushes, leans to the field. Now what the blossom pea tree is leaning, मतलब वो झुक रहा है to the field and scatters on the clover. Means the pea tree is leaning to the field and scattering. It is spreading over the clover. This is clover. Okay. Blossoms and dewdrops means the pea tree contains the fruit, and the fruit dewdrops could be seen, which is bending towards it. That's the wise thrush. He sings each song twice over. Least you should think he never could recapture the first fine careless rapture. This is the thrush, another bird. The poet says, that's the wise thrush. He sings each song twice. Means he's singing each song two times. Lest you should think he never could recapture so that you may not think that he cannot sing again. That's why he's singing each song again and again, means two times. The first fine careless rapture. Rapture, we can say a happiness, high level happiness. So, and he's feeling very happy to sing each song twice. And though the fields look rough with hoary dew, all will be gay when noontide wakes anew. Field. Okay, field looks rough. Why? With hoary dew. Dew, we can say the moist, which we can see when we wake up early in the morning on a grass. So howdy, it's a dew, we can say it could be crystal or white, some type of. So that's why the writer says that the people could see the fields which look rough with howdy dew. All will be gay. Gay means happiness. Means all will be happy when noontide wakes anew. Means when the noon time comes again. दोपहर का दोबारा से वक्त होगा वो सब खुश होते हैं. The buttercups, the little children's dover. These are the buttercups, the flowers which grow in England. Far better than this gardy melon flower. Gardy melon flower. This is gardy melon flower. So the writer is saying these buttercups are the little children's dover. Dover means gift. So these are buttercups which are the gift of children, far better than, which are much better than this gardy melon flower. Poet is comparing both flowers and saying that the buttercups are much better than gardy melon flower because these are the gifts of children. I hope you students are clear about the poem. If not, you must go through the video again and again in order to make your concept clear. Thank you.